Hi everyone, welcome to Workshop Wednesday. Thank you for joining me. I am actually in Indiana. I got here this afternoon, so I will be gone for 2 weeks, but I will have pre-recorded videos for you for the next couple of weeks. So be sure and join me here at 6 o'clock. I won't be live, but I do have, and I have some cute projects for you as well. So a couple of reminders, always share my video. When you share my video, you'll be entered into a prize drawing. I do have an embellishment pack, but I think I forgot to put it over here. I did. But I have an embellishment pack, so your name will go into a drawing. Just comment that you have shared my video so I can write your name down and put you into the prize drawing. And I have my note card class. This is gonna end this Saturday, the 16th. So in this class, you will make 10 cards. Let me show you, use the ephemera packs. I'm sure you guys have seen this. I advertise it quite a bit. I got a sequence on me somehow. And lots of cards for you to have for all occasions. And, so those are your 10 cards. You're going to get a package of note cards and envelopes. So there's going to be 20 cards. You will make 10, but you'll have plenty of stuff left over to make more. You're going to get a package of the Sunset Sparkle Sequence, and you'll get a half a pack of each of the ephemera packs, the Sincerely Noted and the Under the Sun. You will get a PDF tutorial that has the instructions to make each individual card, so all 10 cards. And this kit is $58 because you're getting a lot of Stampin' Up! Product. It includes the shipping to your house. And I believe that is everything. So the deadline is May 16th, which is this Saturday. So be sure and register for it. I will have the link below. If you're watching on YouTube, the links are always below in the description, and on on Facebook, they will be in the comments. So that is that one. And then I have my June Let's Create craft kit, which is a $45 craft kit that you get every month. This month we're using the Splash and Relax bundle. So you're going to make a 3D project, which is here, and it holds a tube of sunscreen that will be included in your kit. And you're going to make 4 cards. And these cards are so cute. I love the dies. Look at the dies. I think I used all the dies on that one. So cute. And you're going to get, with this one as well, you're going to get the Sunset Sparkle Sequence. I love these sequins. You're going to get a spool of the Hydrangea Hue Designer Series paper. You'll get the 5 project packets. So, I'll cut all the cardstock for you and give you the pieces to die cut. And then you'll get a half a pack of the Paper Medley Designer Series paper. You will need the bundle. So if you want to order that, you can add it to your kit, and I will pay tax and shipping from Stampin' Up! And I will add it into your kit. So again, that one's $45. And then I have my paper shares still. Plenty of paper shares for you guys. This is 80 sheets of 15 different collections of designer series paper and specialty papers for $43. So it'll give you a sampling of all the designer series papers in the new catalog, the May through August. And it includes shipping. Can't remember if I'm like rambling on. I can't remember if I said or not. So that's another, just let me know if you would like that. Oh, here's my embellishment pack. I found it. So again, share my video and you will be entered into a prize drawing. If you're watching me on YouTube, subscribe to my channel. Give me some love, some likes, share my videos. I appreciate it all. All right, I feel like I'm a salesperson. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with our card. This is our card. And let me show you the bundles that I am using. We're going to use the Boutique blossoms. And actually, we're not even using stamped images. We are going to use the dies from here. We're going to do this flower and this flower. And then we're using the scallop blooms, which these coordinate together. And we are going to use Have a Good Day and Thinking of You. We're going to use one of the scallops. I believe it's this one. It's like 4th to the smallest. So maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe this one. And then we're going to use this tag, and we're going to use these leaves. So this is a fun set. This one has sentiments. This one does not. It just has the dies and the flower images. So the flowers here, we're using the flowers and the leaves. There's no stamping on them. I'm going to show you the new shimmer brushes, but these are the stamped images. I was kind of playing around with them. These are all in hydrangea hue, and this one was balmy blue. But they have the dies for you to cut them out, but that would be the stamped images if we were using those. We are going to use this gorgeous designer series paper. I went with Peaceful Pine because that seems to be a really popular color, believe it or not. And I like green. You know me, green's my favorite color. But this designer series paper has all the in colors in it. So great way if you got the starter kit, you want to join my team, and you get those ink pads for free. This would be a nice start to your bundle, or to add to your starter kit, I should say. We're going to use Golden Glow cardstock, Peaceful Pine, Basic White, and then we're going to use the in color dots and butterflies, because the dots we're putting inside the flowers, and then the butterflies we're going to use on our card. So all of this is on page 16 in the catalog. I did zoom in so that I could show you guys the stuff better, but here's the page 16. Here's the 2 bundles, the designer series paper, the butterflies. The dots aren't on this page. And I guess that's it. I'm going to be doing a project with this scalloped box though soon as well. So page 16 in the catalog if you're looking for it. So let's zoom back in somewhat so you can see. So we're going to start off with a 5.5 by 8.5 piece of Peaceful Pine. And this should already be 5.5 because yes, it's a half a sheet of cardstock, so you can get 2. So no, 5.5 by 8.5, and then we're going to score it at 4 1/4. I almost did at 5.5, so 4 1/4, and that's going to be our card base. Burnish that. We'll burnish it again later, and then we're going to need a piece of Golden Glow. This is going to be our layer. So this card has a lot of layers to it. And you can use this layout for anything. I just kind of changed it up. I used it to make some Mother's Day cards, but I didn't use this bundle. So it was same concept, same layers, but just a different outlook. So this is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. I have a little piece of glitter here. There we go. Okay, and then we're going to need our designer series paper. So, not that. This one, we need a 1 inch. So I'm going to cut that 1 inch by 5. And look at how pretty the back of that one is, the blue. Use those on there. So pretty. And we're going to use this pattern, and this piece is going to be 2 3/4 by 5 by 5. And then we are going to need another piece of Golden Glow. That's not going to work. We're going to need this one, which is only going to be a 1/2 inch. Oh, matter of fact, I'm trying to do all the die cutting now. So a 1/2 inch by 5. These are all our layers. They're all gonna go together. And then we're gonna need a 1/2 inch by 5 1/4. Is this 5 1/4? No. Are we using this one? I don't think we're using this piece. Nope, I better not. Hold on. What did I do wrong? Let me get my layers together first. I was gonna cut the piece that goes inside. So this one, this one, this one. Okay, so we don't need either of these. So on the inside, we're gonna do a 1/2 inch by 5 1/4. I like to decorate the insides and just this little tiny strip of paper. A lot of times you have extra scraps. That's the best way to use it, in the inside of your card. So let me show you. I just added it there. Look, it just makes it. And if you had a smaller scrap, go across this way. But those, I think, are all of our pieces that we need. So let's get our layers together. This is going in the inside. So we're gonna need a 5 1/4 by 4. Like I said, I always have these ones cut for my inside layers. So we are layering all of this onto here. So let me get my glue. Look, this would even be pretty with that golden glow because it's got it in the flowers. Oops, I almost did that side, glued the wrong side. So we are going to, we're just gonna make a small border, or 1/8 inch border. And we're gonna glue this one. And to you, it depends how you want your little squigglies. Do you want them like that, or do you want them like that? So, and then this, we're just gonna make that little border again. So it's gonna slightly, it may or may not slightly be on your designer series paper, but we're gonna cover it with this 1/2 inch piece of golden glow. You could do white if you want it. I think on those Mother's Day cards, I did white. I needed a bunch of Mother's Day cards quick, so I used this layout. So now the what I'm gonna do is use that die, and it is the 4th to the smallest. Let me see where the dies are. 1, 2, 3, and then it's the 4th one. So actually 4th to the smallest or 4th to the largest, however you want to look at it. But we're gonna run this through the die cutting machine because I wanted to just give it, I wanted to give it a little pop. You know, make it a little different than just doing our layer on top. So we're gonna get part of this designer series paper, the gold, and this one. And we're probably gonna have to run this through a few times since there's so many layers. I just like to make sure that it's gonna cut all the way through. And then, you know, sometimes if you lay it the other way, you lay it upwards, it'll cut even better. So like say we did like this, or should have already cut, but I'm just showing you if you laid it. But it's kind of hard to do that if you have, you know, you want to see where you're placing your die, because we had so many layers. So let's get this out of the way, and we'll bring that back in a minute. So we're gonna glue this onto our card base, and then we're gonna pop up that scallop. Just like so. Kind of make sure. I always like to keep this closed. I need to clean my plates. How often do you guys clean your plates? Like somehow I get adhesive on them. So This little adhesive thing works amazing. So this is going to get popped up with dimensionals. I think I still have adhesive. I don't know how I get adhesive on my trimmer and on my cut and emboss machine, but I do. So we're just going to add probably like 4 around, and 1 in the center. These are sticking to me like usual. And then we're just gonna place that right back in there. But it's gonna have that little popped up effect. See how it's popped up? Still got adhesive there, I think. Must be something else because this adhesive eraser would take the adhesive off. So there is that. So now let's die cut some pieces. Grab my cut and emboss again. And we're gonna cut the flowers, the tag, and the leaves. So the flowers, we're gonna do 1 of these and 2 of these, 1 tag, and the set of leaves comes with like 2, 4, 6 or 8 leaves. I have to flip it over to see. So we'll cut those. This is a fun suite to have. So we get 6 leaves. I'm gonna leave those on there for now because we're just gonna cut 1 more flower. I'll leave all that on there and then we'll grab them all off at the same time. And that should be our die cutting. Let's put all this on my magnetic thing over here. And we're only going to use 2 leaves, but like I said, this puts out 6. If you want to add more leaves to your flowers, you can. I need to clean my plates. I don't do them very often at all. So we are going to color using our new shimmer brushes. So these come in all the in colors. Today we're only going to use Peaceful Pine and the Golden Glow because that's what we have there. So these are very similar to Winkastella. I got my instructions here. I just need a scrap piece of paper because I want to show you what we're going to do. These are very similar to Winkastella. So when you first get it, it has that white cap there. Unscrew it, take that off, throw it away, and then it has these little things here where it says push. You can see the fluid in there. You can probably shake it up and then just squeeze it. And you're gonna watch it. See, it's filling up in the chamber there. And you can see it getting on the, oops, I might have did a little bit too much, but this is Barely Blush. We're not using Barely Blush, but I was showing you because this is one I haven't used yet. So I just wanted to make the centers of my flower, this flower, wanted to use the Golden Glow shimmer. And so there's no right or wrong way to do this. It actually just, however you do it, it's gonna look like a natural flower, not like, you know, not sure what I'm trying to say. We're trying to make it look natural though. We just want like the kind of texture, glitterly, is that a word? In the center. And then, like I said, we're not going to do these 2 because we're going to use those in color dots. Hopefully I didn't put a bunch on here. And we're just going to color these just so that they have some bling. Now, this would obviously stand out more on white, but you're going to get the glitter. So it's kind of the same effect as Winkastella. And then that's what the Peaceful Pine looks like. So we had got to sample those when we were in on stage. So we're gonna glue these to our little flowers. Just need a little dot, and I'll put one right there. There's no right or wrong on these either. And again, remember, when you guys are doing these creations, nobody knows what your original plan was. So they don't know whether you did something right, something wrong. Okay, so here's our peaceful pine. And I am going to stamp "Have a good day" on this tag. And then, let's get that out of the way so I don't drop it. We're gonna put some dimensionals on this. And I go through a lot of dimensionals. It seemed like I just got this. I'm zooming in a little bit for you. Just open this pack. I'm just gonna set that like so in the center. And then now we are going to, which way do I want my flower to go? So I wanted to cover up that hole. So we can put our dimensionals and then cover up that hole. But actually the flower, I think, goes this way. So either or, however you want it. We're gonna do this one, and I got one more full dimensional. We're gonna put this over here, and we'll use one of these halfers. It'll still work as long as I get the backing off. And we're gonna put this one over here. And so you can't even tell that that's like a tag because we covered it up. But if you wanted to, you could leave it and then add a bow to it. I didn't add any ribbon or anything because we're using the dots. So let's get the dots out, and I'm using Golden Glow. We're gonna use the little ones inside the center here. And over a little bit. We're gonna add some butterflies. These butterflies are so stinking cute. What do you guys think? Have they been on your list? And we're gonna add a tiny white one to our tag. And then we're gonna add the gold ones, the Golden Glow, to the card base. All right, so that is that. So now we're gonna do our inside of our card. And like I mentioned, we're just gonna add this little strip to, you know what, I'm gonna stamp first. So we're gonna stamp "Thinking of You," because then that way if I make a boo-boo, I could turn it over. I could use the other side before sticking that designer series paper on. So again, Peaceful Pine, Thinking of You. I love the font on this bundle. Let's close that up because I like to get ink on me. I do that with my ink and my glue. You guys probably notice I'm always closing the ink and the glue. And that is just, we're just gonna leave a tiny little border. I like to show off that white. And now we're gonna put it on our inside. This designer series paper is so pretty. I've been saying that about all of them because they really are pretty. Not like I've ever disliked any other ones, but I feel like these ones are just so pretty. And I got glue on me. All right, all right, all right. So that is our card. Oh my gosh, how quick and easy, pretty. And there's both of them. You could, like I said, you could add ribbon if you want. You could add some Golden Glow ribbon. I wish we had a white one. We don't really have. We had a golden white, but I'm not sure if we still have it. Things have been selling out like crazy because I think it was on the last chance. But there you go. Thank you for joining me for Workshop Wednesday. Please give me a thumbs up, a love, subscribe to my YouTube channel, share my videos. I appreciate it all. Have a great rest of your week, everybody. Take care. Bye.